Hey everyone, my name is Chad. I am a Jesus follower and I am the pastor at Henderson General Baptist Church. And the motivational word for you today is Maundy Thursday. Now I know it says new command on there, but I couldn't fit Maundy Thursday all the way on there. As this is going right now, this is what we call our Holy Week as Christians. And oftentimes we don't know why we do what we do or where it comes from. But I want to talk about real briefly what this word Maundy Thursday actually means, the idea of new command that Jesus gives. So I want to talk about what Jesus was doing in his last days before we get to Easter. This is going to be about 5 minutes, so just hang with me for a moment and let's think about what was happening. I give you this verse out of John chapter 13 verse 3 that reads, Jesus knew that the Father had given him authority over everything and that he had come from God and would return to God. That verse is important because what happens around this verse is that Jesus ends up taking his towel and his thing, and he bends down on his knees and he starts to wash the disciples' feet. This is a huge event in their eyes that Jesus, the Master, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, would bow down on his knees to start washing their feet. And that's exactly what Jesus did. And for us today, as we think about this Holy Week, and we know that Good Friday comes tomorrow, we know that Easter comes on Sunday, but this is an important day. So as we think about this, Jesus knew that he could wash the disciples' feet. Why? Because he knew where he had come from. He knew where he was going. Do you know where you're going? See, ultimately, that's why we can have a servant's heart that Jesus wants us to have. See, also during this same time, Jesus ended up they had their meal. It's what we call the Last Supper, the last time that they were all going to be there to enjoy this meal. And while they were eating, the Bible says, Jesus took some bread and blessed it. Then he broke it in pieces and gave it to the disciples, saying, "Take this and eat, for this is my body." He goes on and he reads, "And he took a cup of wine and gave thanks to God for it. He gave it to them, said, each of you drink from it. For this is my blood, which confirms the covenant between God and his people. It is poured out as a sacrifice to forgive the sins of many." See, ultimately that day, Jesus washed his disciples' feet, which should have been the other way around. And then Jesus declares the truth that during this Last Supper that they had together, that he was going to be sacrificed. And he was going to be sacrificed for you and for me, and he knew this. There was a man named Judas that was in there, and he ate with Jesus, just like the other disciples did. Jesus knew that Judas was going to betray him, and yet he still ate with him. Even though I've betrayed, even though I've denied, even though you've done those things that lead us away from God, he still loves you. And see, this word Maundy Thursday comes from the Latin word which means commandment, or it comes from the word mandate. And Jesus gives us this mandate. He gives us this command. After he's washed the disciples' feet, when you think about the Lord's Supper and him taking that, I encourage you, maybe with your family, at dinner tonight, at supper, maybe at breakfast, you grab a hold of a piece of a waffle or a piece of bread and some water or grape juice. It doesn't matter what it is. And then just remember what Jesus did. Because ultimately, this is what Jesus says. "So now I am giving you a new commandment. Love each other, just as I have loved you. You should love each other. Your love for one another will prove to the world that you are my disciples." See, the motivational word for the day is new commandment. And during this time, as we look forward to Good Friday, tomorrow, we look forward to Easter on Sunday, know that in this moment, Jesus gives us a command to love each other. So maybe you're sitting into a living room, maybe you're sitting at a kitchen table and you're doing this devotion as a family, maybe you're by yourself. But whoever you're with, make sure that you determine today to live out the rest of your day, the night, tomorrow, with love for one another. How do we prove to the world that Jesus is real? Jesus said, so I'm giving you a new commandment. Love each other. Just as I have loved you, you should love each other. Your love for one another will prove to the world that you are my disciples. May God bless you. May God keep you. May you join us this week as we look forward to Good Friday at 6 p.m. and we look forward to Easter. For those in person would be 10 a.m., those online at 8:45. May God bless you, and may you go conquer your day, and may you go love one another to follow after the new command Jesus gives us on this day.